In today's video, I'm going to be talking about a letter from 1807 from Henry Hoare, mostly about trees on his estate. But halfway through the letter, he refers to a woman called Lydia, who demised in a disaster. But there is no mention in the letter as to what relationship Lydia was to him. And in this video, I'm going to unearth a possibility as to who Lydia actually was. So let's get started. The letter had no full address. It just said Weymouth, 22nd of October. The postmark was 1807. It was from H. Hoare to Mr. Shuttleworth. If we look at the address part of the letter, the Reverend B. Shuttleworth, Mitcham Grove, Surrey. Now in 1807, the resident of Mitcham Grove was Henry Hoare. And this painting of Mitcham Grove was by the artist John Hassell in 1822. It was located between the tram line and the Wandle at Mitcham. The letter itself had two concerns. Most of it was about trees. And about halfway down he says, "What a dreadful preparation for eternity is Sadlers Wells. It really hurts me beyond measure that Lydia should fall a sacrifice." But who was Lydia? What was he referring to? Well, a week earlier, there had been a disaster at the Sadlers Wells Theatre. It would seem that someone in the packed house had cried out fire. This caused a panic amongst the audience, and in the ensuing stampede for the exits, 18 people died. And Mr. Hoare said in his letter, "It really hurts me beyond measure that Lydia should fall a sacrifice in so dreadful a calamity." But he didn't mention her full name, just Lydia. What was the connection to Henry Hoare? Well, first off, I checked the newspaper archive and found a list of all 18 names. There was only one Lydia. In Henry Hoare's life, his wife and daughter are also named Lydia. His wife, Lydia Henrietta, died in 1816, and his daughter, Lydia, died in 1856, so they couldn't have been the Lydia who died in the calamity of 1807. So it's likely that by referring to her only by her first name, Lydia, which apparently was a typical convention for gentlemen at the time when addressing a household servant, friends or peers would be addressed by their surname. Lydia Carr was almost certainly a young woman in service to the Hoare family. What did he mean by a dreadful preparation for eternity? It seems that he was a devout evangelical Christian, and he mourned the loss of a young member of his household, of course. But as an evangelical person, the theatre was seen to be a place of frivolity and potential sin, and he believed that Lydia's soul had been taken while she was in a sinful state. She was not praying or at home. She was unprepared, and he feared that would jeopardise her eternal salvation. So there you have it. In that single letter, that single piece of paper that was sent to me only this week, I found, on the one hand, the main story about trees, management of an estate by the landed gentry, but the other, the passing reference to the violent death of an 18-year-old servant girl. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, press the like button. Bye for now.